Hey guys, what's up? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. 10 minutes late. Gosh darn it. I don't know. I guess just expect when I have a time that maybe 10 minutes after is when I really try. I don't know what my issue is. How's everybody doing? Oh, so I'm gonna chair stuck. Hold on. I'm gonna pick the winners today. Sorry, I'm a day late. I was gonna supposed to pick them yesterday. So for the giveaway. So if any members have not yes, member giveaway tonight. If any members have not signed up for it yet, you have time. Just go ahead and do it. It's in my community post. I'll probably do it and after I read this article. I'm not gonna wait till the end like I normally do because I always pick the winners at the end, and then the person's always not there. And I really like the person to be there, the winner. They might not be, but the chances are if I wait to the end, they probably won't be. So I'll do it like in the middle. So I'll give you guys time to go. It's under the community post. There's 2 different ones. You just follow the link and, then I'll do, like I think I'm gonna do the wheel of names maybe. It's a nice app. How's everybody doing? Hi, Megan. Hi, Mez, Dominic, Dolores, Soul, Tickety Boo, Tennessee Shine, Dolores. Oh, I said Dolores twice. So how many of you guys have seen that article that came out? So I try to, like, make sure that it was legit. So because it's an article, it's like a source that I've never seen before. I had to subscribe to them to read it. Um, but I kinda, like, did a little research, and the guy really is the officer, they have a picture of him, and they talk about him, and he is a Moscow PD. So I'm pretty sure it's a legit like, it's coming from the guy. I'll show you the article. Tell me if you guys have any, like, experience with this. They're called air mail, but I'm guessing that it's probably gonna this is part 1, so there's gonna be a part 2 of it. But what I'm guessing that once this goes around there, you're gonna see other articles that are gonna, start, going over it, I'm sure. Hey, thanks, Clarice. If if they haven't already. I haven't seen it. Okay, so let me share my screen. Hey, Tennessee, what's up? Hey, Holly on Dead Channel, what's up? Um, hold on one second. Who else do we have? Nanny of 3. So trigger warning though, it does it's kind of, the way that he describes it is kind of it could be, triggering for some people. It's kinda graphic in a way, so, just putting it out there, maybe mods, if you guys could keep like, put it out there for people that come in. Um, Now I was debating whether to read the whole article is a really good article, actually, so I'm thinking I might just read the whole thing. What do you guys think? Because I was gonna just, like I was debating whether just to go into the part where he is talking, but I think I wanna read it all for some reason because I think it's a pretty good article. Um, yes, I think it's real. I do. But like I said, I mean, I have no way to prove that. I was able to find the officer. I was able to find him. He is a Moscow PD. There is a picture of him actually in the article. Um, so I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm guessing it is, but the only reason I'm wondering is because would he be talking? But if they had interviewed him previous before the gag order, well, let's read it and then you guys could decide what you think. Like I said, I only have so many ways to know for sure, so I'll let you guys decide what you guys think. Okay. Oh, thanks, Clarice, for joining. No, I don't. No, I don't think it's fake news. It's all it is it's the first officer on scene describing what he saw when he got there. It seems legit. I mean, if you read the details, it seems like it is. Like I said, the officer's a real officer. They have a picture of him in the article. Um, it's very descriptive. It's very like a lot of details in there. So So yeah, I don't know if it is, but I'm not trying to like spread fake news. I personally think it's real. I do, but you guys, like I said, just take it how you want it. Okay. But thank you. Wait, I wasn't done thanking Clarice. Where are you? Oh, Clarice, thank you for. Oh, wow, you did a super chat and you um joined. If you want to go fill out the forms for the giveaway, there's a $50 Amazon and then there's a quilt giveaway. But you have to be in the country for the quilt giveaway. You have to be in the United States. For the Amazon, you could be wherever. Just because shipping issues are crazy as far as when I tried to ship something before and it wasn't even worth like the shipping cost wasn't even worth the what the gift was. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is stupid. So for like big gifts where the shipping, it's almost better to just do like these kind of giveaways where it's just like money types thing for those and then just because it wouldn't be worth it. So and then just do make you have to be in the United States for like the bigger ones because the quilt's kind of big and it's gonna be like a big box and it's heavy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not gonna be worth it. All right, so let's get into this and then you guys can tell me what we're gonna do is the only thing that detective is you have to subscribe. So you're not going to be able to read it unless if you subscribe. Excuse me. It's one of those subscribe things. And usually I won't do that. Like when you have to subscribe, I'm like, screw this. I'm not going to do this. But I really wanted to read this so bad that I'm like, I'm subscribing to this because just I didn't know what I mean. I knew the topic, and I didn't know how detailed or how good the article was going to be. But I was like, you know what, this might be worth subscribing for this one. Okay, so let's do this. Oh wow, what? Sorry, M M nice? M nice? All right. Like I said, I'll do a poll after this, and if after you read this, you guys think it's totally fake, then maybe I'll put like I'll change the title a little bit and put I don't know. Well, you guys could help me maybe if you think. I don't know why I do think it's real for some reason. All right, hold on. All right, let me make it bigger. Uh, so how's everybody doing this weekend? Did you guys see that? Why is this not make getting bigger? That the virtual 3D. But it has like somebody went in and put all the information in there. We could go over that after this too. It's pretty cool. They like went in and they like put in all the different like they labeled each room and then they have like documents and it's just they basically labeled it for the crime, like, where you could follow it. It's really cool how they did it. 'Cause, somebody had sent me the 3D before, and the other 3D was just a 3D of the house, but somebody went into that same site, that Kula or however you say it, and I guess you could add, like create your own kinda stuff, which is really cool. I'm gonna start checking that website, maybe using it, maybe even creating something. I feel like I would be, good at making one of those too, if I had the time. I like doing that kind of stuff. Alright, so, um alright, so November 12th here, let me put I don't know why I feel weird without these earphones, even though I guess I don't need them for this, but I feel like something's missing when I don't have these earphones in. I will need them later though. Okay. The Eyes of a Killer. Okay, so just a picture here. It says, baffled by the gruesome murder of four University of Idaho students, investigators put out a call for help. Thousands of tips poured in, as well as one very promising lead. Suppose you wanted to kill someone. That would be easy. There are lots of ways. Suppose you wanted to kill four people, all in the same house, all within moments of one another, and you chose to use a knife. That could help eliminate the noise, but it would require skill, strength, and endurance. Murder is hard work, especially if people fight back. Then there's a really big obstacle. You want to get away with it. You're determined to stab four people living in a single home in the still of the night and then disappear without leaving a clue to your identity. Now that's a more difficult challenge. Uh, oh, is Crime Doll here? There. Oh my God. We were worried about you. Hold on a second. Wow, what happened to you the other day? Hold on, we're gonna read this. Hold on one second though. Okay, so sorry. Let's continue. I'm so glad to see that you're good, or well, that you're okay. We were really worried. There's a bunch of people that reached out, and I was like, I don't have her contact information. Oh wow, you scared us there. Oh, Ira, thank you for joining. Hey mods, when a new member joins, can you just tell them about that they have time if they want to enter the giveaway and how to find it? And it's just in the community post. So I don't want them to miss out. I'll probably after I read this article, I think I'm gonna pick the winners while everybody's still here. Okay, so where are we at? Sorry guys. I just had to say hi to Crime Doll. She had us all worried the other night. Um, Murder is hard, especially if people fight back. Okay, this is now that's a more difficult challenge. But you did it. You have everybody stumped. It's the perfect crime. That's the real life mystery that had enshrouded the pretty northern Idaho college town of Moscow, pronounced not like the Russian capital, but to rhyme with Costco. The locals, with no attempt at irony, quickly reprimanded newcomers. It had been a football Saturday in mid-November, the last home game of 2022 season for the University of Idaho Vandals. The Kibbe Dome packed with more than 7,600 fans, and despite the disappointing loss, Saturday night was still party night for a college celebrated in knowledgeable pools as the best party school in the state. Huh. The stately row of wet frats, as they're known on the University of Idaho campus, twisting along Nez Pierce Drive, was crowded with the brothers and their dates, high-spirited assemblies fueled by blaring music, prospects of mischief, and rivers of alcohol. Um, this is the Hellenic Council for Reasons Arcane and Firmly Sexist prohibits liquor to be served in sororities. The, downtown Main Street was hopping too. The pool tables at Mingles and the metal sheathed bar at the corner club were shoulder to shoulder with students and townies filling the brisk autumn night with the keen of cheery, rowdy, late night fun. Um, I was wondering about that, about the house, and, I was just thinking about that today about, like, the person that owns the house. Do you think they're gonna, like, have trouble renting it out, or do you think they're gonna turn it into, like, some kind of memorial? I don't know, something else because I mean, I think there'll be some people interested because, like, those type of people that would just wanna stay there, but, like, I don't know if anybody it's on the college campus. I'm not sure if anybody would wanna live there, though. Maybe, like, to visit, just to people that have been following the case, some people I don't wanna say are weird, but they're not weird. I mean, just some people are different where they would wanna go. No, it isn't weird because I would like to go see some of the, like the Manson house or you know what I'm saying? Not the Manson house, but where the Tate house or you know what I'm saying? So I would like to go visit. Would I wanna live there? No. Would I wanna buy it? No. So I wonder if they're gonna have trouble, us renting it out or if they are gonna demolish it or how they're gonna do that. That's weird because I was just thinking about that today. Anyway, so and then in the heavy quiet of the new Sunday morning, 4 young corpses, all students, all friends, were found hacked to death in their beds in a pale clapboard house, little more than a stone's throw away from the heart of the university campus. There was so much blood it had seeped through the wooden floors and run down the building's gray concrete foundation in the jagged red rivulets. Thank you, Melissa, for joining. It wouldn't be until nearly 7 tense weeks later that when an early morning raid by a police SWAT team thousands of miles away from the scene of the crime finally arrested a suspect. Brian Koberger, a 28-year-old doctoral candidate in the criminal justice and criminology department at Washington State University, was pulled from his parents' home in the rural Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania and charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. Yet, even with the arrest, mysteries remain. Neither reasons nor motives have been revealed that would explain the horror that ended four lives. And in the unhealed aftermath, there remains an armory of fears. 25,000 people in a once seemingly bucolic town nestled in the rolling snow swept Idaho hills, still alert with suspicions. Neighbors seared by the mystery of four perplexing deaths, victims who have left them victimized too. Something ominous. In this. Wow, I cannot speak today. They will run it, you think? Sorry, I'm just keep checking chat to see what you guys are thinking so far, if anybody had any like insight to this. Okay. So later, when it became necessary to fix blame for the initial confusion over the gravity of the situation, fingers in the Moscow Police Department pointed to the dispatcher. But the truth is, the dispatcher was simply following procedure. All the town's 911 calls are routinely routed to Pullman, about 10 miles west in Washington state and home to Washington State University, where they're handled by the civilian employees of a municipal agency called Whitcomb 911. The calls come in from the local Whitman and Acetone counties, as well as the city of Moscow, two universities with a total of about 42,000 students and 70 additional municipal and county agencies. And the dispatch crews, local newspapers report, and the dispatch, oh my God, why can't I talk? And the dispatch crews, local newspapers report, are severely understaffed. The overtime schedules often add up to a grueling 20 hours each week. In fact, the Dispatchers Guild has complained that our ability to uphold public safety is at risk. And the things only get worse on football weekends. Therefore, when the callers are agitated risk injurious rather than risk injurious delays by probing for details, the responders swiftly assign a generic explanation. Unconscious person is one of the standard catchphrases. It can mean precisely what it says, or it can be shorthand for something more ominous. Um, it was 11:58 a.m. on Sunday, November 13th, 2022, when the notification of an unconscious person at the residence on 1122 King Road, Moscow, was passed on to Sergeant Shane Gunderson. Gunderson, who on that day was midway through a 12-hour shift that had started at 6 a.m., was running the operations division at the Sparkling Modernistic. It had opened barely 11 months earlier, Southview Avenue Police Headquarters. A Discord? No, there isn't. Crimes, what do you mean? Um, Prior to that moment, he'd tell people his tour had been long and slow and languid weekend morning, punctuated by the chimes of the town's many church bells tolling solemnly in the wind. In fact, he spent a good deal of that desk-bound Sunday mulling out something other than police business. Gunderson had been avidly mapping out in his mind a strategy for the 8-hour, or easily more, trek to the summit of Mount Bora he and a friend from the University of Idaho Psych Department had been planning for the spring. It's Idaho's highest point, and the trail up to the southwest ridge to the 12,662-foot summit is a steep, hard climb. And he'd admit after a beer or two, it was just the sort of challenge he'd been missing lately. Now that he had his sergeant's stripes, police work was more about distributing memos and filing papers than getting out into the field. That bothered him. Nearly 10 years on the force, he still wanted to be the gung-ho officer who had joined up straight out of the Lewis Clark State College in nearby Lewiston, worked his way up from patrolman. In his early days, he distinguished himself as a hands-on cop, someone out in the streets doing what Moscow PD calls a community policing. Back then, he'd scored a lot of points both in and out of the department, as well as winning the Officer of the Year honor in 2017, when he single-handedly planned and organized a hot dog barbecues, bringing together the cops and local school kids. He was from the area, growing up in a small town potlatch, and still smarting from his own childhood run-ins. He knew only too well how hard cops could sour things, make things confrontational. It was his job, he'd say with determination, looking out for and working with the citizens of Moscow. When the 911 came in, Gunderson had a corporal and two other officers on duty to assist with patrol. He could have left the response to them. He'd tell people with a hint of embarrassment. He had no intimation of something that intimation of something out of the ordinary. That morning, he was simply eager to break the monotony. And as always, he felt strongly it was important for him to get out on the street where people could see him. He swiftly decided he'd go to the scene too with his officers. An eerie silence. Um, let me take some water. Yeah, I know. Why am I reading so fast? Sorry. Hold on. Yeah, let me slow down. I don't know why I'm reading so fast. You're right. Sometimes I get like ahead of myself, and it's probably harder to follow. So hopefully, yeah, I'm sure everything's okay. Okay, so where are we? It was a quick trip. The roads leading into the university neighborhood that Sunday were as empty as the classrooms. Let me take that off. Um, and as soon as Gunderson's black and white cruiser pulled up behind the neat row of cars parked in the driveway of the austere cantilevered house on King Road, he immediately knew something was very wrong. It was the noise. There wasn't any, just an eerie, unnatural silence. A cluster of young people, university students presumably, were milling outside the open door of 1122 like gulls on a beach, and yet they were exceptionally quiet. They weren't merely subdued. They seemed stunned as if it drained by a deep and intense shock. When the three mystified officers approached the front door, someone in the crowd, it would later be shared, muttered a single plaintive word, dead. Still, Gunderson would confess to others he was unprepared for the strong smell of blood that rose up in his nostrils the moment he walked inside. The coroner, who had once been you know what? Now I'm thinking about the way this is written, though, because people were saying, oh, he's going to get in trouble, whatever. But the way this is written, like, it's not written like where it's saying he is the one saying this stuff. It's just like written like a story. So, I mean, I don't know that they did it smart as far as if they were trying to, like, to protect him. Do you guys know what understand what I'm saying when I'm? Because it's not like they're saying, like, "Oh, he said this." I mean, it is, but it's not. Am I making sense, guys? So, what do you guys think so far, though? Yeah, it's written like a story. Okay, so where we at? Okay, so the coroner, who had once been an emergency room nurse in an earlier stage of her life, would describe the scene in press interviews as chaos, lots of blood. Few others would even attempt to put into words what they saw. These are moments, cops will tell you, that are too profound, too unnerving to be experienced in the present. All you can do is move forward. There will be time later to try to make sense of it all. Procedure takes precedence. It allows a protective membrane to be stretched between the real and the too real. All other thoughts, all other feelings become extraneous. There was so much blood it had seeped through the wooden floors and run down the building's gray concrete foundation in jagged red rivulets. They might have to tear this down because I'm now it's like all the yeah, I mean, that house might be to get it, like, cleaned up and being able to rent it out, it might be worth just tearing it down because it doesn't look like it's a very expensive made house, in my opinion. It looks like very cheaply made, like, I don't know how do you guys know what I'm talking about? Just the way it's, like I don't know, just the way it looks, it just seems like it's not put together very well. Okay, so Gunderson and his two officers, largely mute, almost robotic in their movements, now stepped carefully across the blood-streaked wooden floor and proceeded to inspect a crime scene. Wedged against a hill, the house rose up on three distinct levels from a platform base like an ancient Persian ziggurat. The officers set out to inspect each floor. They moved cautiously, not knowing what they'd find. Yet, of course, by now they knew. The first floor, nevertheless, was a surprise. There were two bedrooms, and when they anxiously entered each one, there was no signs of anything out of the ordinary. Later, they would learn that the two university student occupants, Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk, had apparently slept, obviously through the carnage. It was an explanation that made no sense unless one's life had been informed by the experience of being a college student who'd curled up in bed after a long night of drinking. However, as the staggering day wore on, Mortensen would reveal more about what had happened that night. She told the authorities that she had heard crying, opened her bedroom door, and saw a man in black clothes and a mask walking past her. Frozen and in shock, she stood immobile as he headed toward a sliding glass door at the back of the house. And then, explicably, she returned to her room and locked her door till the morning. By in the daylight, things turned frantic. Mortensen and Funk first stirred from their beds sometime after 11 a.m. They found it impossible to rouse their roommates and called friends for assistance. And then, in the torrents of confusion after the friends had arrived, one of their cell phones was used to make the agitated 911 call that resulted in the unconscious person message, which was relayed to Gunderson. The trio of officers, meanwhile, proceeded with haste to the second floor. They opened the bedroom door to find two dead bodies, a male and a female. The pair was gruesomely drenched in blood, yet both their good-looking faces had oddly been preserved like masks. Even at the probing moment, it was difficult, one of the young officers would later nearly wail, to look at the 20-year-old pair, Xana Coronado and a grave, sad-eyed beauty who was a Pi Beta Phi, and her happy-go-lucky, tassel-haired Sigma Chi boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, a triplet from Conway, Idaho, whose surviving brother and sister also attend the university, and not consider the glow of the once rich promise that had been so viciously extinguished. At her high school graduation in Post Falls, Idaho, Xana had confidently written on her mortarboard, "For the lives I will change." Um, on the third floor, things got, if possible, worse. In one bedroom, lying in a single bed, were two inert women, Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez. They might have been sisters, so similar were the 21-year-old's pretty Barbie doll like sculpted features, their long cascades of thick, streaked blonde hair falling down to their narrow shoulders. Yet in death, there was one gruesome difference. Kaylee, it would be reported, had been hacked with a particular ferocity. It was as if her wild assailant, or was it assailants, had been intent on gouging out chunks of her flesh. Large punctures was how the lacerations had been described. Maddie's wounds, while no less fatal, appear less feral, more measured, at least in comparison. See, I want to know, do you remember that video, the clip we played, 10 to Life, where she knew that person and they said like one of them was beaten up so badly like that you couldn't recognize her face, which I don't know why I was thinking they meant Xana, but if this really is coming from the guy and that saw him, and they remember how he described when him seeing Xana and Ethan, that their faces looked basically fine. So I don't know. Maybe this isn't real, or maybe actually no. There was a few things though that one person said that actually weren't accurate anyway. Um, all right, where are we? Across the narrow hallway was one final door. The officers pulled it open, and at last they discovered a sign of life, a fluffy caramel-colored dog. It was Murphy, Kaylee's frisky Labradoodle. He was unharmed, not marred by even a speck of blood. A small consolation, and barely one at that, for all they had seen and were only beginning to process. So the windows on the second floor facing the front are Xana's, yes. And to the right, no, the ones to the right would be Xana's. The ones to the left is the living room. Like, if you're looking from, like, the parking lot, Xana's room's on the right. So the window on the it would be, like, the window in the front, and then the side, and then the one on the left would be the living room. Actually, in one of those body cams, you could see people up in that window. Did you guys catch that when the cop is, like, walking the one where he's walking up, it's at night, and he's walking up from the driveway, and you could see people, like, looking out that window, the living room window? And then, yeah, Maddie's and Kaylee's Maddie's room is on the other side, so from the front, you can't even the windows aren't on the front of the house. Um, okay, so and it was still major case, and it was still the same long day of the frenzied moments and then hours that followed on that seemingly interminable why can't I say words today? Sunday. There is only so much that can be authoritatively reported. Even Gunderson and his team lost track of all their efforts in the hectic swell of events, yet this much is undisputed. Gunderson quickly called his boss, Captain Roger Lanier, the head of the 24 Officer Operations Division. He found him, not unexpectedly for a Sunday, sitting down to lunch with his family. Lanier was a veteran cop. He had spent more than 20 years on the force in nearby Lewiston before having been lured 6 years earlier to Moscow with a captain's rank. After all his years on the job, he'd become a steady, avuncular presence. Avuncular? I'm probably saying a lot of these words wrong, but sorry. Presence. A bald-headed, genial cop who had never got flustered because as he'd tell people, he'd seen it all in his day. I bet until this, right? Man. But Gunderson's report left him unnerved. It took me a second, he recalled, a sharp edge even weeks later to the memory. I really had to think about what I had just heard. 4 murders in Moscow, Idaho was so out of character. But quickly, Lanier's professionalism took control. He had 1,000 questions, and yet he knew the only hope of finding answers would be to follow the previously established protocols. Dutifully, he gave the orders to set up the perimeters of the crime scene, to bring in the forensic team, and to summon the coroner. It was a standard in a major case. And if 4 homicides wasn't a major case, what was? To alert the Idaho State Police, and he did that too. So that's Captain Lanier here. Let me I'll back it up so you can zoom out. All right. Moscow was the responsibility of the state's District 2 detective office in Lewiston, the county seat and where he'd been on the job for 2 decades, and he knew many of the state detectives. There was a companionship, sorry, there was a companionship. Still, it was difficult conversation. But his next call was harder. The university had to be informed. It was not just that 4 students had been brutally murdered in an off campus home, but there was no way of knowing whether the killer or killers planned to strike again. The students need to be warned. At 2:07 p.m., a little over 2 hours after the 3 cops had entered the blood-soaked house, the University Office of Public Safety and Security sent a vandal alert email to the students and faculty. Moscow PD investigating a homicide on King Road near campus. Suspect is not known at this time. Stay away from the area and shelter in place. A shelter in place order requires people to take refuge in a room with no or few windows. At this point, busy hours had already quickly flown by. But despite his marathon of activities, Lanier still had not succeeded in completing one task that was at the top of his mental list. He had not been able to speak with his boss, James Fry, the chief of police. A buried memory. If nothing more, I mean, it really is a well-written article, but am I still reading too fast? Okay, sorry, I'll try, Stacy. Why can't I? I'm like trying to make a point of it, but then I keep getting ahead of myself and okay, so a buried memory. I think it you know what it was? I think because I read that forum, I did that video, I, like, recorded it last night, and then I had to edit it all, and it was so much by the time I got to, like, the last 3rd or 4th of it, like, I was just trying to read it so fast because I was I already had already spent hours on it, so I started reading so freaking fast, but on purpose because like, I gotta get through this. Oh, they mentioned okay, crime dart. They mentioned Xana and, Ethan's. We'll go back to how they described it, and for some reason, I was thinking, well, that one person that supposedly had inside information or knew the first FBI agent on scene supposedly said that one of the persons, like, they was, like, fighting like, one of the person was beaten up so bad, one of the girls was beaten up so bad that, like, her face was all sunken in and you couldn't, recognize her. So, I don't know why however they described it, in my head, I was thinking they meant Xana, but we'll go back to the one part of this where if this is right, then he makes it seem like their faces looked like they were frozen and, like, perfect. You know, they were, how did he I don't remember the word he used, but we'll go back to it. Okay. So the chief had been getting death threats. He'd counted 6. A virulent collection of unsigned letters and barking phone messages emphatically promising he'd be killed. Wow. I didn't know he got did you guys know he got death threats? Some of you guys probably did know. And those missives were in addition to the tall pile of rude and scatological, although less murderous emails and notes he'd received. Some of the words, though, are hard to pronounce. The ostensible reason for these threats, what's a question? He had ordered his officers to enforce the mayor's and the city council's coronavirus restrictions. What? Wait. People had received summons for not wearing masks in public. And at a defiantly maskless prayer vigil in the city hall parking lot, several of the more reverent in the open air assembly had been cuffed and hauled off on Fry's orders. His no nonsense policing had made the chief a lot of enemies. Oh, okay, I see. The municipal restrictions ran counter to the deep seated, self reliant pioneer spirit of many Idahoans. And no less a force of enmity in the town. There was a very active and rapidly growing archly fundamentalist congregation at Pastor Doug Wilson's Christ Church, which not only saw masks and vaccinations as counter to God's teachings, but also held that our local city government, law enforcement included, is a nest of incompetence and corruption. Oh, so they're saying it they also held that our local city government, law enforcement included, is it okay? Huh. Sorry, I'm rereading that in my head just to see why they're even talking about this. The municipal restrictions ran counter to the deep-seated self-reliant pioneer spirit of many. Okay. Force of Okay, huh. Wow. But by the fateful November weekend when the murders occurred, Chief Fry had hoped that all the bad feelings that had been simmering in the town over the past 2 years had, with the end of the coronavirus restrictions, also largely slipped away. The previous spring, he had missed his chance to go on a prolonged elk hunt. He hadn't felt right about leaving Moscow for too long, but he no longer had such qualms. November 12th, Fry and his wife, Julie, had driven to visit a friend nearly 3 hours away. Oh, so he wasn't even that was November 12th, okay. I like him though, Fry. What have you guys been thinking of Fry? I don't even know, is he, like, from the community, is he well liked? I haven't heard anything bad about him, but you guys get around more to other, like, channels and stuff. What is people okay with Fry? are writing fanfic about cases with the what the hell, this is awful. Wait, what do you mean, Lisa? You are mad about this article? Is that what you're saying? Huh. Okay. I don't know. I think it's a pretty well written, but all right. By the time Lanier had finally reached him, it was hours after the discovery of the bodies. And by the time Fry finally entered the home on King Road, it was dark outside. According to several accounts, close to 6 p.m., for some abstruse reason, he thought it was important to go home first and change into his chief's uniform. Perhaps he hadn't fully grasped the magnitude of the disaster, or maybe after nearly 28 years as a Moscow cop, he had felt the imprimatur of his uniform. Why don't I know some of these words? God, maybe I should. Like, what does imprimatur even mean? Does anybody know? I don't even know if I'm probably not saying that right. And that other one, that avu whatever for earlier, I don't know what that means either. Oh, an official license by wait, that can't when I look it up, it says okay, it's either an official license by Roman Catholic Church to print what? A person's acceptance or guarantee that something is of good standard. Okay. That's probably what. See how you say it. Imprimatur. Sorry, I said that wrong. Imprimatur. Okay. He felt the imprimatur of his uniform is integral of to his ability to command. I don't know. Hmm. But what he saw that evening left him, he would confide to a friend, physically and emotionally drained. He was a father of two daughters who had attended the University of Idaho, and he had also graduated from the university nearly 3 decades earlier. It was impossible, he said, not to feel a visceral tie to the victims and to their parents. The cruelty of the crime was deep and affecting, and yet he knew there was police work to be done. His mind was racing, but I know I'm gonna say that word wrong. Once I hear how it's said, it'll be like, "Yeah, but whatever." Perhaps within moments, a buried memory pushed itself forward. How do you guys say it? How do we say that? Hold on, let me look it up. Hold on. And then it gives you guys a chance to read it yourself up on screen because I know a lot of you guys are because I'm reading it too fast. I'm trying now. I really am trying to slow it down, but hold on. So I guess it's just how it looks quixotically, perhaps. Quixotically, perhaps, within moments, a buried memory pushed itself forward. There was no way of knowing whether the killer or killers planned to strike again. The students needed to be warned. Hmm. Um, sorry, I'm just trying to learn as I go some of these words. So quixotically, hold on, where was that again? Quixotically, perhaps. His mind was racing quixotically, perhaps. So it's when I looked it up, it's foolishly impractical, especially in the pursuit of ideals. Huh. I guess that makes sense in there. All right. 3 years earlier, Fry had been chosen to attend the 10-week course at the FBI's National Academy, oh my Training Academy in Quantico, Virginia. He was on the cusp of turning 50, and the impending milestone he'd confided to a close friend had triggered a soul searching. He'd wanted to prove that even as he was acknowledging the inevitability of his soon becoming a senior citizen, he was still the sort of cop who could break up a bar fight or strap on SWAT gear when some local went berserk and started shooting up the courthouse. A chief goes to lunches at the Chamber of Commerce and plays golf with a mayor. Fry wanted to show he could still be more. His friends called him old school, and it was an appraisal that had always sat well with him. So, it had been very important to Fry to complete the 6.1-mile obstacle course at Quantico called the Yellow Brick Road. The signs nailed to the tree at the starting line read hurt, agony, and pain. There was climbing over walls, crawling under barbed wire, sloshing through streams, hauling up steep cliffs, and running full speed through rocky, winding trails. And Fry did it. The certificate he received in recognition of his accomplishment is displayed with pride across from his desk in headquarters. It was what he first talked about when he talked about his time with the FBI. But on this unsettling evening, another memory reached out to him. A day or so before he'd taken on the Yellow Brick Road, he had been to a class led by a member of the FBI Behavioral Science Unit. The lecturer had explained how the Bureau had been able to get into the heads of killers. They had studied what made them kill and how to catch them before they would kill again. Forever a Vandal. What is that? Oh, that's a makeshift memorial for the murdered students. So, what if Fry asked himself with a sudden alarm, a serial killer had attacked the four students? Fry called the Bureau and asked for their assistance. It was quickly arranged. A team of agents, eventually about 40 in total, would be dispatched to Moscow. A smaller group, flying in from the Salt Lake City office, would be arriving as soon as tomorrow. And as he specifically requested, 3 members of behavioral analysis unit, 2 men and a woman, were also being dispatched. Fry, however, wasn't done yet. He had been working restlessly through the night, but with the dawn of the new day, he realized there was something he'd forgotten. When Rand Walker got the call, he was in his GMC pickup heading down the twisting 700-foot driveway that led from his house to the main road into town. He looked at the caller ID and figured he knew why the chief was calling first thing in the morning. Um, his friend wanted to apologize. A week or so earlier, Walker, along with his band, had been playing at Booster's Coffee House and Pub downtown. They performed 70s cover songs, a lot of Eagles, a lot of Van Morrison, and their version of Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline was a get out of your seat favorite. They had quite a following in northern Idaho, and the chief had promised to be there, only he never showed. No problem, Chief, Walker began breezily. No problem, Chief, Walker began breezily. I know you got plenty to do. You'll catch us next time. It's something else, Fry said curtly. I need you to stand by. Immediately, Walker knew something awful had happened. A PhD with a private practice in Moscow, he also served as the department psychologist. Some of my young officers are going to need your help, Fry continued. Then he corrected himself. Actually, it's not just the young ones. A different sort of predator. The wolf had gotten away. It was spring break 2010, and Brett Payne, a 20-year-old University of Idaho student, had been determined to bag the big gray wolf that had been seen roaming up on Lindstrom Peak deep in the high timber of northern Idaho, St. Joe National Forest. Only after 4 days, Payne hadn't even found a single paw print. When Payne broke up camp that morning, he considered giving up, but in the end, it just didn't feel right. So he kept at it, and about 4 p.m., the sun still high in the sky, he spotted tracks. He followed them for the next 2 hours, and there it was, a big male wolf laying across the draw in the middle of the road, about 300 yards in the distance. Payne quietly fell to the forest. He could see the animal clearly through his rifle scope. If the wolf caught a human scent, he'd bolt, but the wind was in Payne's favor. There's Payne. So his officer led the morning briefings during the frustrating weeks-long investigation. He put his finger on the rifle's trigger, started to apply pressure, yet still hesitated. It was intense, he later explained. He needed to calm down. But suddenly the wolf raised his head, so Payne shot. The bullet went through the wolf's chest, dropping it at once. Payne had bagged his wolf. It was now 12 years later, and Payne was once again the relentless hunter. Only now he was on the trail of a different sort of predator. He was the lead police investigator in the Four King Road homicides. Payne had come to the Moscow PD just 2 years earlier after serving in the 82nd Airborne Division in Afghanistan and a stint stateside in the MPs. Chief Fry had taken an instant liking to his squared away military demeanor and promoted him quickly to corporal over other more experienced officers. When the state police had asked who'd be leading the morning briefings, Fry, without thinking too much about it, chose Payne. For one thing, the chief knew that young Corporal had been involved in several complex forensic investigations with the NPs. That sort of technical expertise, the chief suspected, could come in handy. And for another, Fry had heard the story about the wolf. The chief, an old elk hunter, had come to appreciate that tenacity was half the battle in any hunt, maybe more. And so nearly every morning at 7 a.m. in the weeks following the murders, Payne would be up at the front of the conference room in police headquarters leading the case briefings. The room was big, filled with rows of polished blonde wood tables sitting on gray pattern carpet, sorry. Ceiling lights kept things very bright, and there was a band of small rectangular windows running in a row near the top of the side of the wall that let in light, too. Everything looked brand new and very corporate, as if a mid level insurance company had just moved in. But there was a murder board up front with rows of gory homicide photos, and everyone in the room had a gun. The conferences would begin with a recitation of what the investigators knew. It was not a long list, consider. Fact, the four students were killed in their sleep, sometime between 3 and 5 a.m. In weeks ahead, they developed a more precise timeline. The murders, the authorities deduced, occurred between 4 and 4:25. Fact, there was no sign of forced entry or robbery. Fact, a single weapon had been used, a long bladed knife, and a tan leather knife sheath stamped with the U.S. Marine Corps insignia was found lying next to Mogan's bed. Wait, it was next to Mogan's bed or next to Mogan? I have to read the affidavit. Why was I thinking it said next to her? But I guess you could still word it like that, and it could still be next to her bed, huh? Oh, thanks for the super chat, Salty Pancakes. Um, Kelly, thanks for joining. Oh, Angela, wait, I'm missing a bunch. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, when I'm reading, I'm not looking up. Thank you, Angela, for joining. Thank you. Oh, I just missed one. Stacy, thank you for the super chat. And Kelly, thank you for joining. Like I said, to anybody that just joined and you want to sign up, I'm going to pick the winner of the giveaway after this. After I read this, thank you for the super sticker. All right. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Okay, so anyway, there was no trail of blood outside the house. Fact, the house was a repository for a large collection of forensic evidence, blood, saliva, hair prints, DNA, but whether any of these belonged to the killer after the autopsies, the general consensus held that it was a single assailant, still was undetermined. These were all, the investigators agreed, important pieces in the puzzle, yet there were not enough. For more than 3 weeks, the early morning conferences ended in a grim litany of what remained unknown. They couldn't figure out how the killer had gotten away, seemingly without leaving a clue, and they had no idea why he had chosen these victims. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. because they say bed, but it's worded on. I feel like it's in my head when I read the affidavit, I pictured it next to her, like on the bed. But I have to go read how they actually worded it exactly. So a weird feeling. It was Arthur Conan Doyle back in 1887 who first introduced the role of consulting detective. Here in London, Doyle's ingenious hero Sherlock Holmes boasted, "We have lots of government detectives and lots of private ones. When these fellows are at fault, they come to me and I manage to put them on the right scent." And now, as the investigation of Moscow plodded on and frustratingly on and exacerbated, Chief Fry appealed to locals to become, in effect, consulting detectives. This is freaking hard to read for some reason. The words they use. Why? Thanks, Crime Doll. Oh, thanks for joining. He wanted to help put his men on the right scent. Detectives were looking for context to the events and people involved in the murders. A Moscow PD press release announced to assist with the ongoing investigation, any odd or out of the ordinary events that took place should be reported. And nearly begging, the release urged, your information, whether you believe it is significant or not, might be the piece of the puzzle that helps investigators solve these murders. The tips poured in, a new generation of consulting detectives armed with cell phones and laptops with access to a vast repository of information, from selfies to Facebook images, and further stoked by the barrage of the raw theories and hearsay disseminated on Reddit and 4chan, and embraced the opportunity. It was a real life mystery that had the compelling allure of a particularly thorny CSI episode, and not least, the police were pleading for help. I'm gonna save this picture because, huh? See if we could. Oh, I don't see him yet in there. I just wonder if he did go to that. Anyway, by a recent count, more than 9,025 emails, tips were received in addition to 4,575 phone calls, 6,050 digital media submissions. An army of law enforcement analysts was assigned to a long, daunting task to see if in all the oysters there was a single pearl. It was the black bearing of all time. Much of it led down rabbit holes, vicious speculation. Hmm. Some was not just wrong-headed, but cruel. Innocent ex-boyfriends, a hoodie-wearing bystander lurking at a food truck where Maddie and Kaylee had ordered early morning bowls of carbonara to soak up the alcohol ingested during the last carefree pub crawl of their lives. A bro neighbor who insisted on sharing rambling anecdotes with every reporter who knocked on his door, and frat brothers who were rumored to be stoked up on steroids and driven by long gestating grievances. Wait, I don't know this one. Frat brothers who were rumored to be stoked up on. I didn't hear that one. Stoked up on steroids. All were callously and persistently slandered with a malicious authority. It got so madcap that a history prof at the university decided she had to sue to put an end to one internet sleuth's bizarre speculation that a failed romance with one of the women had driven the teacher to kill. And then the analyst hit a gold seam. For more than 3 weeks, the early morning conferences ended in grim litany of what remained unknown. The overnight assistant manager, her name at her request remains a secret, for a gas station on Troy Road, not far from the house on King Road, had decided she might as well see what she could do. She had not been working the night of the murders, but nevertheless, she spent the downtime on her graveyard shift reviewing the videos recorded by the station's surveillance cameras. On November 13th, I had a weird feeling, she later said. For 2 nights, she intermittently kept at it, but found nothing. Then on the third night, she spotted a white car speeding down Highway 8 before turning pell-mell down a side street. She took a screenshot of the car and emailed it to the tip line address. 2 days later, Moscow police arrived at the gas station to confiscate hours of surveillance footage. And after just a quick view, they began to feel the hunt was at last on. Encouraged, they reached out on a hunch to Kane Francetic. So Kane recently retired and now investing in real estate was a freewheeling guy who shares on his website that he listens to classic vinyl while drinking single malt scotch. He also owned a 6-unit rental complex on Linda Lane, about 3/10 of a mile from where the bodies had been found, with a surveillance camera fixed to the roof. I downloaded it and gave them access to everything from 2 a.m. through noon on that Sunday, the 13th, he said. Once those tapes were reviewed, the same telltale white car was spotted. And again, it appeared to be making a breakneck getaway through the dark 3 a.m. streets. With this confirming sighting, a different mood took over the investigation. The team felt that they could now march forward with a purpose. The FBI lab enhancement had succeeded in deciphering the blurred image of the car. It was a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. There were 22,000 Hyundais in the region that matched the search criteria, and one of them, the police were starting to suspect, had been driven by a killer. Only finding the one Elantra that would lead to an arrest loomed as a needle in a haystack sort of challenge. The search, even with a small army of burrowers, was a nearly impossible task. Then, as the holiday season approached, there was a hint of a Christmas miracle. Chief Fry, for once upbeat, met late in the morning of December 20th with Rand Walker, the department psychologist, and Rod Olps, one of the police chaplains, in the courthouse law library. It was one of the few places they could huddle where the chief felt no one would be listening. "I'm going to need you two to get ready," he said with a deliberate coyness. "I'm going to need you before too long." The two men eagerly asked whether there had been a break in the case. Fry did his best to rein in a pregnant smile. "All I'm saying," he reiterated, "is I need you both to stand by. I might be calling you very soon." But at 4:30 that afternoon, the Moscow Police Public Communications team issued a flash update. Investigators are aware of a Hyundai Elantra located in Eugene, Oregon, and have spoken with the owner. The vehicle is not believed to have any relation to any property in Moscow, Idaho, or the ongoing murder investigation. And just like that, the psychologist and chaplain knew that the chief, despite the hopeful conversation earlier that day, would not be calling them anytime soon. An icon of horror. Meanwhile, as the hunt for the Elantra proceeded with tedious concentration, the no less discouraging challenge of finding a clue in a forensic evidence, a vast muddle of prints, blood, and DNA that had been collected in the house was brought vividly home. Body cam footage was released of a call at the King Road residence 2 months before the murders by a trio of Moscow cops in response to a noise complaint from an annoyed neighbor. At first, at first view, the footage was deeply poignant. The house seemed to be nearly shaken with festive noise. Let me take a break, guys. Hold on a second. Phew. My mouth is like tired. I can't. Let me just see what you guys. We're gonna finish it. It's almost done. Just let me just take a break for a minute. Man, it's harder to read. Oh, it says it right. It's right there. You could see where I'm reading it from. Crime Pal, can't you? It's airmail. It's up there as I'm reading it. Um. Oh, thank you. Let me just chat with you guys a minute. We'll finish it. I think it's from all that reading yesterday too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, airmail. So, like I said, I know it's tough the way it's written too, man. It's tough to read. Thank you, Noni, for joining, by the way. Yeah. Let me see how many more pages we have. I'll share the link after I'm done reading, I'll share the link to it, but you'll have to subscribe to read it, that's the only thing. But all you do is you put in your email, but I know sometimes it's, uh, like, you get, like, junk mail, like, I hate putting in my email to stuff like that because then you'll have to, like, cancel things and so anyway, what are you guys thinking so far of it? Look how look how red my nose why does my nose look I look like Rudolph or something, what the heck? It's extra itchy today, I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. Whoa. Um, anyway. Hi, Alsane. Hi, Luna. Airmail, but you gotta put Oh, I don't know, Lisa, but doesn't it have to be a legit email or it won't work, I'm thinking? That's what like, it has to be a legit one, though, but I guess you could put a fake one. I never even thought about doing that. You could just put, like try to guess on, like, a email that's legit. It's actually really an email and it's not yours, but that's mean kind of. Because then whoever you use is gonna get all this, junk mail maybe. I don't know, some are better. I mean, sometimes some, like, you could do and you don't get any, or you might just, like, get one, but sometimes you get a lot. Alright, I guess I could finish it. Man. Alright, let's see how much I have left. I don't wanna lose my spot, but I wanna, like, scroll down. Hold on, let me see where I'm at. Where am I at? So first view. No, I read that. Yeah, okay, so I'm at there's a paragraph right above that. Okay, let me just see. Yeah, I'm almost done. I should just hurry up and finish it. Okay. It looks like there's only a couple pages. Um, and then I want to go back up to that first part when they first go in. All right, 1 second. It's pretty interesting. I feel like there's a lot of information in here, like little details of how everything went down that that gives like paints a good picture of like how everything went down, you know? All right. Are you guys what do you guys think of it so far? So, I mean, are you enjoying like listening to this? Is it interesting? Oh, I'm on mute. Let me finish these last 2 pages and then I'll get the link for it. Or I guess I could just share the link now. Well, no, let me finish it and then I'll get it because I'm almost done. And then if you guys want to go back and read it yourself. All right, hold on. Whew. Oh, Candy, what's up? Okay. All right, cool. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to. But I mean, they do have a lot of information that like it seems like they would have to know because but I guess people do. They do write stuff and they pretend that yeah, I guess companies or reporters do that all the time. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, keeps the writing is trash. Well, all right, let's do this. Let's just finish. I thought there was like a lot more left, but now there's only a couple pages. That was a good enough break. Okay. Okay. Hmm. All right. All right. So I think we're right here. To more acerbic minds, the footage was a small self contained story about the tensions of policing in a college town. The kids, being kids, were seen giving the police a sly runaround, and the cops, being cops, remember they're talking about that noise complaint, okay? The cops, being cops, retaliated with a display of petty vengeance. A confiscated stash of beers and Trulies was poured into the driveway. Yet, this being Moscow and this house being destined for infamy, this burst of class warfare would have been unexpected, would have an unexpected coda. One of the smirking cops spilling the booze would in time be part of the team that first discovered the bodies. Another would help load the cardboard cartons holding the murdered students' belongings into a U-Haul for the grim trip to the police parking lot. Yeah. Um, to the informed and dispassionate view of the FBI scientific experts, however, or the FBI scientific experts, sorry. However, the body cam footage was seen solely in operational terms, and it was dispiriting. It made clear that just about anyone and everyone had access to 1122 King Road. The door was always open, and a stream of people were constantly coming and going. The analysts moaned that there would be so much forensic evidence, it might be easier to determine who in Moscow had never been inside the house rather than there having any realistic hope of ever finding a suspect. This body cam footage jumps up in mind, too, as they stand across from the house on a dark, cold night later in December. The sky is gray, heavy with promise of snow, and the pale, flat colored house nearly disappears into this monochrome. The street is impossibly still. There are no extraneous sounds in the night. I try to imagine the house as it was in the video, something vibrant and energetic. Tonight, that is impossible. All I see is a scene painted in grisaille, an icon of horror. Suddenly, I'm trapped in a very bright cone of fierce white light. I am taken by surprise, stunned, in fact, and my first startled, terrified thought, this is what it might have been like to have been awakened without warning from a deep sleep, and to find yourself staring at someone raising a knife. And then I hear a voice, "You got to be careful there. It's icy." A black security vehicle had been parked kitty corner to the front door of the house, the car concealed by the dark shadows. And the officer hold on. Okay. And the officer at the wheel, I now realize, had illuminated the auxiliary spotlight mounted on his door, pinning me in its harsh glare. Thanks, officer. I answer. I'll take care. And then I'm heading off, walking absently into the darkness out of the gulch and moving uphill. In the cold, my dark stocking cap pulled up low on my forehead, my hands shoved deep in the pockets of my parka, I find myself standing on a flat, grassy ridge on Nez Pierce Drive. It's adjacent to the fraternity house where Ethan and Xana partied on their last night together. And now the snow has started to fall, a torrent of big, thick silver and dark flakes. From my vantage point, I can look down at the house on King Road and see the snow has begun to cover it. The same falling snow that I know is also blanketing the old red brick university buildings, the bars on the main street, the roads that twist through the humpbacked northern Idaho hills, and the final resting places of the four dead students. And at that moment, watching the snow thickly descend, a fresh white sheath, I cannot help but despair that the solution to the mystery that has agonized this small town will forever be hidden too. But I am wrong. For even as I am standing on the high plateau, a white Hyundai Elantra, albeit the 2015 model, not one from the years cited in the police bulletins, is making its way east from the snows of Idaho. Its journey started in a parking lot outside a graduate student housing complex at Washington State University in nearby Pullman, just 8 miles from my perch. At the wheel is Brian Christopher Koberger, and beside him, intriguingly, is his father. And all the while, the FBI has been covertly following along too. The hunted and the hunters were heading to an early morning rendezvous at a house deep in the Pennsylvania woods. For the case has been solved, or so the authorities believe. The white speeding car in the Troy Road gas station video was one clue that had led them to Koberger. And despite the odds from the chaos at the murder scene, the technicians succeeded in extracting a A telltale sample of DNA from the knife sheath. On December 27th, Pennsylvania law enforcement agents covertly rummaged through the trash at the Koberger's family white colonial house in Albrightsville. When items in the trash were analyzed in the lab, alarm bells started ringing. The matches to the DNA on the sheath were nearly identical to Michael Koberger, the suspect's father. This final piece completed the puzzle. An arrest warrant was issued for Brian Koberger. And what about the suspect? Here's what we know so far: a pudgy child and adolescent, and a teenage taste of heroin, which he allegedly conquered, a tendency to be rude and boorish in social situations, according to the complaints of those who crossed his path over the years, and not least, a fierce intelligence revealed in both college and grad school classrooms. He has agreed to be extradited to Idaho, and on January 3rd, he appeared in a Monroe County, Pennsylvania courtroom. He first looked, at least to my eye, daunted by events, a sad figure in a red jumpsuit, cartoonishly bulked up by the bulletproof vest the authorities had insisted he wear underneath. Still, he is also a big man, long armed and limber, a presence. And in the course of a brief hearing, he appeared, again to my admittedly distant view, to grow more confident. A fierce, purposeful determination is, I decide, revealed. And I wonder, does Koberger, a man who seems to see himself as the smartest person in the room, have some legal trick up his sleeve? He will stand trial in Moscow on 4 counts of first-degree murder, as well as burglary. But even before his journey west, Jason Labar, his court-appointed attorney in Pennsylvania, is fighting back. Mr. Koberger is eager to be exonerated of these charges and looks forward to resolving those matters as promptly as possible. He insisted in a statement released to the press. Mr. Koberger has been accused of very serious crimes, but the American justice system cloaks him in a veil of innocence. He should be presumed innocent until proven otherwise, not tried in the court of public opinion. Yet, while much remains to be sorted, it is clear that one corner of Kohlberger's life has been lived as a graduate PhD student in criminology, someone who has consciously studied the vagaries of evil. In fact, his purposeful search for knowledge, he had sent out a research questionnaire to convicts asking for their help. In fact, in his purposeful search for knowledge. I'm inviting you to participate, Koberger wrote, in a research project that seeks to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision making when committing a crime. In particular, this study seeks to understand the story behind your most recent arrest, with an emphasis on your thoughts and your feelings throughout your experience. Was this simply a grad student's academic inquiry, or was a would-be killer asking the professionals, suppose you wanted to commit the perfect crime, how would you do it? And now under arrest and awaiting trial, has he quite possibly discovered that there is no such thing as the perfect crime? Okay, so your edges. What did you guys think? Let's see. Phew, that was a tongue twister type one. Damn. So why I have everybody here? Excuse me. Let me do this giveaway, and then we'll go into more stuff with the case or whatever. Just look through other stuff that's been happening, like just different things. There's always like new articles or new gossip, new talk that comes out every day. So we'll go through some groups and stuff. But I want to do the giveaway real quick. Okay. Are you guys ready? So we're gonna do we'll do the wall of what is it called? Wall of names or whatever to pick it. You guys seeing that? I mean, if you guys have been here a while, this is what I usually use. No, wheel of names. I put walls. Like, why isn't it coming up? It's wheel of names. And then it just randomly picks. Okay. Wheel of names. So what did you guys think though? Thank you. I think I did. I feel like I did bad reading it. I did wanna go back to the beginning and go over something though, so shoot. Here. Oh, let me put hold on. Actually, let me do I wanted to go over that beginning part though again. Hold on, because I promised real quick. When he describes going into Xana and Ethan's. Hold on one second. Oh, thanks, love me 2J. Thank you for reading that. Very interesting. Thank you. Thank you for listening. All right, hold on one second before I do the pick. Let me all right, hold on. Let's see. I mean, okay, so for those of you that just think this is made up, so are you thinking that they're just like making up like okay, even like this detail about when the three officers are walking, making their way inside, that there's a crowd and somebody uh they hear somebody how did they hold on, does it say yell? Hold on, let me see how they word it. Muttered a single plaintive word dead. Like, is that just made up? You think? Like there's some little specifics throughout this article that would be weird if they just like made it up, but I guess people do. I guess companies do. I just don't understand. But I don't know if this is. Um okay, so I want to get to that one part where an unconscious person message. So but in the daylight things turn frantic. Mortensen and Funk oh wait, hold on, not this. So a trio of officers proceeded with haste to the second floor. They opened the bedroom door to find two dead bodies, a male and a female. The pair was gruesomely drenched in blood, yet both their good looking faces had oddly been preserved like masks. So that's the part I was trying to think of how they described it. Even at the probing moment, it was difficult. One of the young officers would later nearly wail to look at the 20-year-old pair, Xana, a grave, sad eyed beauty who was A pi beta. Okay, hold on. But then when they go on to describe Kaylee and Maddie, they almost like distance it themselves by saying like it was said that this is what they look like, or this is yeah, what they look like. So I don't know. It's tricky how they worded this, like, and how they like did it as like a story. Um, yeah. Okay. Think the corner had been an emergency nurse. Yeah. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, good luck, everybody. As far as uh, good luck on winning. I wish all you guys could win. All right, let me just copy and paste the names in. So when you guys fill out the form, it's like it just goes in where I get it just goes right to me. So I have a list of all your guys's everybody that filled it out. So I'm gonna put copy and paste the names right into it and the wheel, and then we'll spin them. So I'm gonna do first. Let me see which one comes up first. So we're doing both the quilt. I'll do the Amazon. No, I'm gonna do the quilt first. Okay. So this will be the winner of the quilt. Okay. Okay, responses. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Right. Why did it do that? Guess that's right. All right. Okay, so we got 65 responses on the quilt. So not a bad chance, really. 1 out of 65 of chance of winning. It's not like a ton of people. So, all right, hold on. Let me copy and paste into the wheel and then I'll share my screen. All right. Okay, so why does this say 53? Hold on. When I copied and pasted, it said 53. Hold on a second. That don't make sense. It says 65 responses. Hold on. Oh, here. I didn't get the very end. Sorry, guys. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right, guys. Good luck. Good luck. 1 second. All right, let me make sure it says 65. So we are good to go. All right, here we go. So you could see 65. There were 65 people that entered. All right, I'm going to push it and then the winner is going to come up. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. Lavina, congrats. So email me. I have your email. I'll email you too. And so where I could send this, an address to send it. Let me write that down. Lavina or Delia quilt winner. Yay. All right. All right, let's do the Amazon card now. You guys can't hear, I forgot to share the sound. It makes a little noise where it goes, wee. So I'll do that. Oh, thanks, Silverleaf. My dad was a cop, and we as a society asked them to see the very worst humanity it has to offer, and we don't appreciate all they do. And thank you to all who try and keep evil away. Oh, thank you, Silverleaf. You're so sweet. And Steffi, thank you for joining. Welcome to the family. All right, let me do the next one, guys, and then we'll chat a little bit more. What time is it? Oh, it's only 7:30. Okay. All right. So let me delete all these names and put in a new group of names. Wonder how many people are. I think there'll probably be more on the next one because, well, let's see. How many? Hold on. How many filled out the second one? So form responses for Amazon card. All right, let's see. So 79 for the Amazon card. Not too bad. Uh, well, let me make this smaller. All right. All right. Uh, 79. Why does that look different? Hold on, let me do this again. No. All right, email. Who has responded? Man, that sucks. The way they. It's gonna be harder to copy and paste these because why did the other one look different? It was made it easier. Hold on, let me just see your YouTube screen name. Summary. Okay, go to summary. Hold on. I'm just gonna have to do it that way. Gosh darn it. Oh, here it is. Whew, I was gonna say they have it backwards. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, drop them in the wheel. Make sure we have all of them and 80. Oh, Steffi, you got it just in time. Good job. That's why it went from 79 to 80 real quick. That's how instant these forms are. Like it goes right to it. So cool. I'm glad you got it. All right, here we go. Hold on, let me share it with you guys. So this is for the Amazon card. I'm resharing it because I wanted to share the audio because it just makes a little noise, you know. All right. Let's do it. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. We got 80 names, 80 people. Ohio Italian lady. Yay. 50. Yay. Okay. Ohio. Are you in? Was it Lavina or Ohio Italian lady here? If you are, say something. If you're actually in chat right now. I love when the people are actually in chat. But most of the time they aren't for some reason when I pick the winners. Which kind of sucks, but I mean, hey, people can't be in chat the whole time. Let me see. Okay, are they? Let's see. Hey, Steel Ribbon. Hey, S Hocket. Let me share. Yeah, you are. Or no, you're not here. I thought that was you at first. Lavina. No, I guess neither of them are here. Man, I like when they're here, but I swear, I think only one time the person was here when we did a giveaway. You guys, so I also want to do like some giveaways for some of my hoodies. Like I have so many hoodies that, I don't I just have extra ones. I was like, you know what? I should do giveaways. Plus, since when I lost a lot of weight, like I have like extra large. They're like I could still wear them, and I still wear them big or whatever. But I got like smaller ones now, so it's like I have so many hoodies, not only merch, but like just like my tie-dye hoodies, like some of the bigger ones that I had before I lost weight. And I've only worn I mean, I haven't worn them that much. So they're almost I mean, they're in good shape. And I just remember how like a lot of people will compliment, especially the tie-dye one. So I'm like, man, I should do some giveaways for some of this stuff because I have so much, like so much extra hoodies and stuff. Um, so I might do that. And the only thing though, I feel bad because I feel like for those ones, it's almost I almost feel like you should be in the United States. I don't know some of them because I feel like the shipping, it almost seems like what you I'm gonna end up paying for shipping, I could just, like, order you a brand new hoodie. Is it worth it? If that makes sense. So I don't know, I gotta figure that out. 'Cause I don't wanna limit then people that are from a different country that they can't have it. But you just have to be smart, like, I'm just trying to think smart, like, is the amount even worth the shipping, or would it be better I know last time I tried to ship something, it was so ridiculous that I ended up just giving the person, like, I think it was a PayPal because it was like, "That's not even gonna be worth it. I'll just give you the PayPal." Was like, gonna be I think the shipping was like 50 bucks, and the stuff that I was shipping wasn't e it was only in to Canada, and the stuff I was shipping wasn't even worth 50 bucks. I'm like, "I'll just give you the PayPal for 50 bucks because it makes no sense, you know?" So I'm just trying to be kinda smart, but I do wanna do some giveaways. I just feel bad if I do just do it for the United States. How mad would you guys be? You know what? Then I should do a giveaway, like, maybe like a PayPal or something just for not United States to make up for it. That's how I'll do it. Um, alright, let's see here. Yeah. Let me see, you could do it drive here for 50 bucks. I know. It was a place in Canada. Swear to God. So I just gave her the PayPal. I'm like, "Oh, that'd be stupid. I'll just give you the 50 bucks I would spend on shipping, and then I could give that freaking giveaway to somebody else, you know?" Um, and it's not like that I'm, like, trying to be cheap, but I'm trying to be smart because it would be stupid to, like, instead just whatever I okay, let's say, like, there's a hoodie and it's gonna cost me, like that would probably the shipping I was gonna ship, it was kind of a bigger box, but let's say the hoodie's gonna be like 20 bucks or something. Well, would it make more sense to just give like a $20 or $25, 30, you know what I'm saying, PayPal or something where they could just go buy something and then give that other hoodie to somebody where it would only cost like 7 bucks or something. Does that make sense? Or whatever the shipping would be, because shipping is still, even in the country, it's still a little bit expensive, but it just, to be smart. But yeah, the one I was shipping like a bunch of like lotion and just a couple random things that she wanted. It was like gonna be like a spa day type thing. Um, wouldn't be upset because you were saying it makes sense. I was going under a blanket from all right, so maybe let's do a giveaway for all the subscribers. We could do it right now. I'll use the StreamYard giveaway. What do you I either could do I have hold on one second. Like I said, I'm not gonna do them all to right now, but if I could do one right now, let's just do this one first, okay? And then I'm gonna go through which tie-dye, like what other ones that I wanna do. But here's a merch, and this merch isn't even available anymore, guys. I have to re-upload it, but I'm trying to find a different company to go with for my merch. I've been looking into a couple different ones because I wanna offer tie-dye stuff. Teespring hasn't done tie-dye yet. I put in a request, like, what, last year? You guys remember when I requested it and they said they would, pass it on, but they don't do tie-dye, and I get so many requests for tie-dyes. It would just be so fitting, and there are other companies that, probably do have tie dyes. So I'm looking around before I go in to make more of these, but I'll do a giveaway right now for this. Brand new, never wore. It's a large actually though. So it's not extra large. This one's a large. Okay. So what we'll do is, so you'll have to be here right now because I'm going to put in a code word that you guys have to have. Hold on. It's through StreamYards. Hold on. StreamYard. I saved it into the giveaway tool. Here we go. Okay. So, oh, no. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay. StreamYard giveaway tool. So what you have to do is, what should the name be? You have to pick a name, and then to enter, all you have to do is you type in the name in the chat. So let's just do for this, okay? That you have to be in the United States, and then I'll promise I'll do a PayPal or however you would want to do it. Let's do okay, so this we'll do for not United States. So for this, only enter if you're in the United States, okay? Put in US. That'll be the code word. Hold on, let me put it in there. So hold on. Let me just put it in there. Choose broadcast. So just put US. Us. You know, you don't have to put like capital letters. Just put US. No. Don't put that. Hold on. Because that's gonna enter people probably. That's too common of a. Yeah, let's do one that has like maybe the explanation or something, because that's too common of a word if somebody's just chatting throughout the chat and just putting us. And then they might enter them and they're not supposed to. Do you see what I'm saying? Hold on. Let's do don't worry, I haven't even put it yet. So you guys hold on. Don't write it yet till I say go write it, because I haven't put it yet. Yeah, let's just put uh hashtag US. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be in capital letters. So put hashtag, because that's going to be like this right here. Well, I don't want to put it yet. So hashtag US, the US in capital letters. So that'll be something that I don't think throughout the rest of the chat, people aren't going to be putting it just like in their normal thing, right? Okay. So I started it. Oh, wow. It did go back and get the ones from, okay, it already has 29 entries. Okay. Wow. Good job. Okay. And all right, guys, look, we're going to do two. So this will enter you in for both of them. I have a green one. Wow, this is not the okay. The way that that's looking on the thing, it's green. It's like a hunter green, like a what do you call that? Like a forest green. It doesn't look that looks gray, but I think it looks gray because the green screen. So this is like a forest green, I would say, is what the real color is. So you'll be entering in both, and then the first winner will get to pick if they want the red or green one, and then the second winner will get the other one that's left. There's two right there, guys. All right. I have to go to the post office this week. All right, so I'll wait a little while to give people a chance. So it's hashtag US. Or I don't know how long you think I should wait to do it. Well, here, let's look through this thing real quick, and then we'll we'll do it. We won't wait too long because last time usually I'll wait too long and then the people are already gone. So at least if I do it in maybe like 10 minutes, the people will probably still, the winner, whoever wins will probably still be here. Okay. Let's do this virtual tour though. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's pretty cool. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have, I bet. Hold on. So we'll start here. Just trying to go through it. It's such a neat thing that you could, that you could put together. This Kula. I'm gonna have to register because I want to look through this and maybe even create some stuff. Anyway, so this is the King Road. So you could like click on these, like it gives you like a view of what that camera's view is. So that camera must be back. In reality, back, it's back there. So there's one right there. Okay, then you have this one. Is that what they're meaning? Does that mean there's hold on, let me see. Because now that I'm thinking about it, is there? No, because there's not a camera way up there. Never mind. That's probably just a satellite, right? Hold on, let me see. Idaho. Because I was thinking, I think there is a camera over here from what I heard, and then there's one somewhere over here. But more actually this way, right? But what's up with this? That's not from drone view. That's a drone view. If I would just read. Okay. This is drone view. Wow. Sorry. I didn't see that when you click on it. Side view. Oh, it's not even real cameras then. Man, when I was first going through this, I was thinking that these were where all the cameras were. That's not what it's saying. So this is just a side view. These are drone views. This might be a real camera. Well, because isn't there a camera, right? You remember hearing that? That there's somewhere back here. And then, of course, there's the one that we found that, from the affidavit that's more over here. I guess how would they do that? What they would have to do is somehow get a view of it, of where they know the camera is and get a picture. Because it's, unless if it was like a live feed that they could get to. And then it just shows you a picture of that right here. So this is that one that approximately 4:17 a.m. a security camera located at 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 1122 picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Cornodle's bedroom. It says the security camera is not shown on this image. Okay, so actually, let me see something. So this just says a side view showing the rear kitchen patio doors, which may have been the intruders in entry exit point. Hold on, let me just see something. Side back view taken from the 1100 block of King Road. A drone of 1122 showing the rear kitchen patio doors. Yeah, that's from that one drone that. All right. Wait, is that? Huh. Oh, those are, wow, somebody put together for the, wait, which one did I click on? I clicked on the Sigma Chi. What's this one? Taylor Avenue. Huh. Well, they put together one for all of these areas. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right, let's go back to So let's go inside the house, but let's see what here. They have this picture that went around. Approximately 417 located. Okay, so basically what we just read though. Oh, that brings you to the affidavit. Okay, we don't want to go there right now. Okay. What does this do? Uh-oh. Okay. All right, so let's go inside. And then information timeline, case notes, legal process dates are now media room. So you get first court appearance, full affidavit, next court date, case brief, suspect car movements, timeline, suspect enter house movements. Wow. Wait, where'd that go? I want to go back to where I was. Okay, let's do original 3D. Yeah, let's go to the original. Okay. Huh. I never seen this right here, the 3D. Well, where's part 1? I want part 1 though. All right, let's see part 2. Man, it needs to be flipped around, but I don't want to play that other person's. Hold on, I might. It's just no. It's too annoying with it being crooked. Yeah, but see now we know. Actually, hold on. Let me share the audio. I'm gonna have to reshare this. Let's share this audio and watch it. I haven't watched that yet. Have you guys seen this? Oh, hold on. Let me share this article. Sorry, I almost forgot to do that. Here's that article that I read, the link, if you guys want to check it out. I almost forgot about that. Okay. All right. So let's watch that. So that's virtual.
Mates Bethany and Dylan were sleeping on the first floor. Since then, we've learned Dylan was sleeping here on the second floor, along with Xana and Ethan located here. Kaylee and Madison were located here on the third floor. The dog was located on the third floor and the room by itself. Let's move around and see through the walls into the kitchen, to the back slider, and take a look at the time frames. At 4:04 a.m., the suspect can be seen trying to park his car. At 4:09, approximately 5 minutes later, he enters the house through the back slider. At 4:18, he leaves the house after committing the crimes. At 4:20, he's caught on camera driving away at a high rate of speed. All of this only took 9 minutes. Let's watch what that looks like. The suspect enters through the back sliding door. He pauses at the stairs to look around to make sure no one's up. He then turns and goes upstairs. The first bedroom he stops at and opens the door, he sees no one there. He continues to the next bedroom. Here we know what happens. Downstairs, Dylan is sleeping. The noise from upstairs wakes her up. She thinks it's Kaylee playing with her dog. She gets up and goes to the door and looks out. She sees nothing there. The suspect then continues down the stairs about 3 minutes later. He then heads to Xana's room. Outside, there's a security camera picking up some whimpering, cries, and a thud at 4:17. We've learned that Xana was found on the floor, which might explain the thud. Dylan again hears something and looks outside her door. She sees the suspect. He walks right past her and leaves.
Wow, I mean, that was pretty good. To give, like, as far as the well, you know what I was thinking that she was gonna do is put the timer on to see. So, I still have the questions about the timing, though, because we know that, yeah, the car was seen, what they say, 4:20. So why are they doing the time frame as the murders being between 4 and 4:25 if they know that it had to be before 4:25? You know what I'm saying? So why don't they narrow that time? Because they saw his car before that leaving. So I don't understand why they didn't update that or change that. Um, wow, that's really good though. I'm gonna have to like edit that in a way where we could see the time, like put a timer on just to see. All right, so let's go back to this and see if what else did. Timeline of events. Is this sleuthy? Yes. I was gonna say it's gotta be Sleuthy's timeline. She's the best at them. Um, so 521. Ryan graduates from DeSales. Let me make this bigger. I'll do it like this. Okay. All right. So 521. Graduate from DeSales. 523 opens a cell phone account with AT&T in his own name and registered to the Albrightsville, Pennsylvania address. 6-5 victims begin their lease at 1111 or 1122 King Road. August 1st, Brian moves to 1630 Valley Road apartment. August 16th, officers are at 1122 King Road for noise. It's 5:30 p.m. 8:21, 10:34 p.m. to 11:35 p.m. Brian's phone utilizing cell resources at the King Road at residence. So that would be, let's see, 5 days after that first noise complaint that we see. Farm Road, Pullman Highway, Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Duke pulls over 2015 Hyundai Elantra. 11:30. 2022 being driven by Brian coworker. Oh, set to expire. Okay. So 10:35 a.m. on 8/22. So the next day, he's first day of classes for 3 courses at WSU that Brian was a TA for. So like he's out there checking out, scoping out the King Road house, and then the next morning is his first day of classes as TA, and then September 1st, noise complaint, 8:34. And then September 2nd, 12:38 a.m. or 12:36 a.m. noise complaint. Fall 2022. Brian applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department. 10:12, Moscow Film Society of University of Idaho Film and Television Department presents Scream. 10:14, WSU police officer pulls over 2015 white Hyundai, driven by Brian. 11:11 morning, Kaylee buys her Range Rover, then heads to Moscow for a Pi Phi party and show off her car. Man. 11:12 final Vandal football game. Oh, hold on, I missed this. So morning, she shows off her car. 5 to 8:30 p.m. Veterans Appreciation Dinner 2022 at the new ICCU Arena main campus, and then at night, Pi Phi party formal. Kaylee is Dylan's number one or plus one. Sorry. Okay, and then on the 12th, the game. Ethan makes Venmo payment, 8:40 to Jack with a note that says thanks. 9 to 1:45 a.m. Bethany observes Ethan and Xana at the Sigma house. 1 to 1:30 a.m. or 10 to 1:30 a.m. Kaylee and Maddie are observed on a CCT footage in the corner club. And then 10:04 to 10:16. Officer Tesdahl and Officer Rosendahl on Deacon Avenue with male and female that were walking. Issue MIC citation to female. So 10:04 to 10:16. Okay. So 11:13, 12 a.m. Xana speaks to her father, Jeffrey, for the last time, and he states that she told him she was hanging. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Wow. What did that just do? Hold on a second. Huh. What did happen? Oh, I don't even know what that went to. Okay. So she states that she was hanging out at her house, at her home with her boyfriend. 1:30, Kaylee and Maddie Mogan seen on Twitch. Live stream. 1:45, Bethany estimates that Ethan and Xana returned to the King Road residence. But after she tells her dad that she's hanging out at her house. 1:56, a private party reported that he dropped off Kaylee and Maddie at their residence. 2 a.m. both Dylan and Bethany made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants at King Road were all home. 2:26, Kaylee's first call to ex-boyfriend Jack. 2:42, Ryan's phone using cell resources, at his residence, 1630 Northeast Valley Road. Kaylee makes 4 additional calls to ex-boyfriend. And 2:44, white sedan inconsistent with the description of the white Elantra known as suspect vehicle 1 observed on WSU CC traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way. 2:44, Kaylee calls ex-boyfriend Jack D. 6th time. Madison tries to call Jack D twice. 2:45 to 3:15. Wait, hold on. White light colored sedan seen on CCT traveling west on Taylor Avenue towards the crime scene, per landlord. 2:47, Brian's phone using cell resources southeast of Brian's residence, consistent with the phone leaving and traveling south through Pullman. The phone stops reporting to the network, consistent with either the phone being in the area with no cell coverage, connection to the network is disabled, airplane mode, or the phone is off. So as he's traveling west on Taylor Avenue towards the crime scene, he turns it off. I'm guessing he probably puts it on airplane mode or turns off the phone, I guess. Or both. Right? 2:50, Officer Tesdahl and Officer Rosendahl are in plain clothes in an unmarked police car in the parking lot of 701 West Taylor when they observe 3 males walking towards Banfield. 2:52, Madison and Kaylee both attempt a final time to call Jack D. for a total of 10 calls between them both. 253 suspect vehicle 1 observed traveling southeast on Nevada Street in Pullman towards SR 270, which connects Pullman to Wascow. 3 to 5 a.m. BK phone does not use cell tower resources in close proximity to the King Road residence. 301 officers make contact with 3 males and issue all 3 MIC citations, which that's what we have on that body cam. 326 white sedan vehicle 1 traveling westbound in 700 block of Indiana Hills. Suspect vehicle 1 seen traveling westbound on Steiner. I'm going to get the GPS maps up after we go through this, and we'll bring this back up and see exactly. I know other people's probably done it, but I haven't really done it myself or even seen it, like his exact traveling. Anyway, 3:29 to 4:20 a.m., multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1 making 3 passes by 1122 King Road residents, then leave via Walenta Drive. So 3 passes. 3:32, the officers leave the area, 701 West Taylor Ave. And 3:30 or 4 a.m., both Dylan and Bethany made statements during interviews that all occupants of the home, with the exception of Xana, were in their rooms. Were asleep, or at least in their room, sorry. With the exception of Xana, were sleeping or at least in the room. But how do they know that? I mean, how do they know that Xana was up, though? Just because they heard her? I mean, we know because they said, they could see who she was on her TikTok and then she ordered DoorDash. But so did Dylan talk to her, or did she just like see her up? Did she see one of them go get the DoorDash or whatever, however that happened? I'm still a little bit confused on who got it and if that has anything to do with them running into Brian or anything. I don't know. It was such a close time. So 4 to 4:25, the investigators believe the homicides occurred. But that's what I don't understand. They can move that to 4:20 because they know it had to be before 4:20, right? Xana receives DoorDash at the residence at 4. 4, Dylan was sleeping in her second floor bedroom when she's awoken by what states sound like Kaylee's playing with her dog. What she states. Short time later, Dylan hears who she thought was Kaylee say something to the effect, "There's someone here." Dylan looks out of her bedroom but did not see anything. Suspect vehicle 1 seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of Queen Road. 52, then driving back to King Road. Just so weird. Okay, so 404, he's seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping, turning around, and driving back westbound on King Road. Suspect appears to unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn around in the front of 112 King Road. Then continue to the intersection on Queen Road and where it can be seen completing a 3-point turn, then drive eastbound again down Queen Road. Forensic download of Xana's phone shows she was likely awake at 4:12. Dylan opens her door. Second time she heard what she thought was crying coming from Xana's room. Then she heard the male voice saying something to the effect, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Dylan opens her door third time after she heard her crying and saw a figure walking after she heard crying and saw a figure walking toward her in black clothing. The mask covered the mouth and nose. Sorry, I know this is just like stuff we've already know, but this timeline is helpful. She always puts together really good timelines. The male walks past Dylan as she stood in frozen shock phase as he walked towards the back sliding door. Dylan locks herself in a room. 4:17, security camera at 1112 picked up distorted audio of voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. A dog could be also heard barking. 4:20, suspect vehicle 1, seen depart in the area of King Road at a high rate of speed. Suspect vehicle 1 travels southbound on Willenta Drive, like exiting the neighborhood at Palouse Drive, Conestoga Drive. 4:48, BK's phone using cell resources in the area of Idaho State Highway 95 near Blaine. So that's when he turns on his phone or turns it off of airplane mode or whatever. So 4:48. 4:50 to 5:26, his phone was using resources consistent with traveling south on Idaho Highway 95 to Genesee, traveling west toward Uniontown. 5:25. His vehicle was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman, Washington on WSU campus. So shows you those. 5:27. All right. So then at 9, when we think he came back to the scene, his phone using cell resources that are consistent with the phone leaving his residence, traveling to Moscow, utilizing resources that provide coverage to King Road residents, and arrives back at his residence at 9:32. And then summoned friends to the home. They believed one of the 2 second-floor victims has passed out and was not waking up. 11:56, 911 calls placed from inside the residence. 11:58, officers respond. 12:36, Brian uses cell resources that provide coverage to Kate's Cup of Joe in Clarkston, Washington. And chef store also, the surveillance from the chef store. Let's see, 12:46. Albertston, Washington. It's just all his tracking. Okay. 104 is when they sent out students advising them to stay inside. 3 is when they sent out a text and an email notifying them of the homicide. Blaker and Payne arrived at the scene at 5 to 5:30. Latah County Coroner Kathy arrives on scene. 5:32 to 5:36. His cell resources provide coverage to Johnson, Idaho. Brian's do. So that's 5:32 to 5:36. Johnson, Idaho. So Brian's phone isn't the next day. Where is Johnson, Idaho? I want to look that up. Because where was he? How far that next day? And then 5:36 to 8:30, Brian's phone stops reporting to the network. Kaylee, ex-boyfriend Jack, is interviewed by Corporal Brett Payne. Autopsies performed. Brian registered the Elantra with Washington and later received Washington plate. Detectives seized the contents of 3 dumpsters on King Road to locate possible evidence. Moscow police put out a map of the area of interest to collect video footage, evaluate tread marks from in the front of the King Road residence for the first time. Memorial service for Ethan. Police expand the crime scene. MPD place Bolo. Oh wait, is mine not over enough? House there. 11:25 is when they place that for the white Hyundai. Hold on, let me see. 19. Sorry, so 11:18 is when he registers to Washington. The Hyundai. All right. I'm not gonna. Okay. I don't know if I read all these, but we kind of just search warrant specific to Brian on 12/23. Search warrant specific to Brian. So you have granted to review historical phone records only, and then historical CSLI from 6. Okay, so these are all the warrants. All right, so well, good job, Lucy. Always do a good job. Okay. It's just so put together so well with everything. Wow. First court appearance. Okay, let's see what else we have. Items are removed.
Idaho detectives continue to investigate the deadly crime scene where 4 Idaho college students were brutally stabbed to death. News Nation witnessed investigators removing several items from the victim's home, including what looks like to be a bed frame and a mattress covered in bloodstains. Now, the judge in this case approving the defense team's request to preserve the crime scene for several more weeks. News Nation's Robert Sherman is live for us on the ground in Moscow, and to explain what all this means. Robert,
You guys,
what
if
can
you
you tell
entered in
us?
the giveaway, I almost want to make it that you
Good
have
evening
to
to
be
you,
here when I
Kelsey.
announce
And when
the
you think
winner.
about it, for weeks on end, we
Don't
did
leave.
not
I'm
have
gonna
a
announce
suspect
after
in
this.
this case. That has since changed, and now Brian Koberger's team will have the opportunity to examine that scene for themselves and put together their own defense.
New activity at the home where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered, as investigators removed mattresses and furniture outside and carted them away. After weeks of seemingly little movement in the case, the process is now picking up. 28-year-old Brian Koberger has been arrested and formally charged with the murders, appearing in court for the first time Tuesday back in Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Less than 24 hours after waiving extradition, he was en route to Idaho, touching down Wednesday evening. There, our News Nation cameras caught law enforcement placing what appears to be a vest and helmet on him. Thursday, Koberger appeared in an Idaho courtroom for the first time, where both he and the public learned what evidence the prosecution has. In an 18-page affidavit, it was revealed one of the surviving roommates was awake and, quote, saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. The affidavit also reveals a left behind at the scene a knife sheath that was linked to a piece of DNA from his parents' home in Pennsylvania to be a more than 99% familial match. Additionally, it was determined Koberger's cell phone had pinged near the home 12 times leading up to the killings. The white Hyundai Elantra revealed to be the key clue law enforcement used to track Koberger down. In an exclusive interview with News Nation's own Ashley Banfield, the family of Kaylee Gonsalves says if there is a conviction in this case, they want the death penalty.
Justice doesn't have a room where you can read books and you can go to school and you can have 3 meals and you can have your vegan diet. To me, that's not justice. Justice is when you leave the planet and the whole world is able to rejoice and be glad that you are not there.
Brian Koberger was denied bail by a judge. He's due back in court this upcoming Thursday for a status hearing.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't say this when I did the giveaway, but you're gonna have to be here to win because since I didn't do the forms, I have no way to get a hold of you guys. And this is what the issue I had in past giveaways where I would just do it like in a way where I didn't have an email and then I couldn't get a hold of the people. So if you have to be here to win, if not, we pull another name. Okay. So don't leave. I'm going to pick it in like 5 minutes. So if you're not here, then we're going to pick another name, guys. So just, if you're not here to like give me your email, know that you won. So then you could email me and we could get where I could send this stuff. Oh, wait. Why'd that do that? Huh. All right, just give me 1 minute. Did you guys see that interview? Or did you see 48 Hours, first of all? Did you guys watch that? I recommend it. I watched it last night, actually, when I was laying in bed, on this case. And his lawyer, Labar, I think it was his name. His lawyer that was basically his lawyer before, his public defender before he got extradited. So he just kind of, there's an article actually even where he kind of explains his experience with him. There's not much. I could read a little parts of it. Not much because he tells him not to tell him anything about the case because he's basically not going to be representing him any longer. You know what I'm saying? So hold on. We'll read that in a minute. Just the part where he talks about his experience with Brian. Okay. So where am I here? Sorry, I'm getting like preoccupied here. Or how do you go in here? Am I go outside? Oh, that's out. Oh, that's the front door. Oh my god. Right, that's why I was going outside. All right, so here's one of the bedrooms. This is a vacant one. Shower. It doesn't let you go in there, huh? Oh, utility. Okay. Just a picture. All right, cool. Does it let you? It won't let you go in there. Okay. 1A. Confirmed as Bethany Funk's bedroom. Huh. Okay. All right, so that's, let me go back to go upstairs now. So, from what it looks like, Brian never even went on the first floor, right? So, oh, so somebody that brought that up, remember when we were going over the form? Oh, I released the form where I read through it, you guys. I uploaded a video if you guys want to check it out. I skipped a few, like I didn't read everybody's responses. I read some of them, but I skipped a few. I read all his, and I have them all timestamps if you just want to read his responses in that forum, that VS forum. But remember somebody brought up the point, well, this explains why he didn't kill Dylan, which makes a lot of sense because that could be a legit reason because he had issues with his left eye. If you remember, if you go through that forum, it was his left eye that was giving him problems that he would see. Like, I think he had an issue with his peripheral on his left. He would see like flashes. He would see the silver circles. I'm trying to think how he. But I remember it's the left issue, and we have to go through that and see exactly how he describes that. But for one thing, I don't think he saw like peripheral out of his left, and he had other like things that were going on. If he was still experiencing that as an adult, which I don't know if he was, but if he was, that would kind of make sense. First of all, it's dark out. Okay. And I wonder if, let's see. Okay. Wonder if this light was on. Probably not. I just wonder what lights they keep on. You know how in houses people will keep like certain lights on so it's not like pitch black. Does anybody know what lights? Was it ever said? I go back to affidavit, but I don't think it says anything about lights. But let's say he's walking and like, yeah, he somehow doesn't see. He's just walking straight. She has it cracked. He might not have seen her. She probably had her light off, so it would have been hard to see if she just kind of had it cracked. As long as her light was off, it would be very hard to see if you weren't really like looking for it. Now, if her light was on, it would probably be obvious. So I could see that. Or that could have, wow, that could have maybe saved her. And then I read somewhere where somebody was saying something about that they think that, oh, where is it? Like that something about this light that helped too. So I was trying to figure out what they meant by that. Did you read that where people were talking about that? Well, I guess it was just in Facebook groups. So I don't know if you guys, if they're talking about it outside their groups, but there's a theory about something about this good vibes light somehow affected him not being able to see her, which I'm trying to figure out what they meant by that, like how that would affect. I guess if the light affected something with the VS or something. I don't know. I'm still not getting that part. But anyway. Oh, so they have this picture right here where you see it. That's from that one TikTok video where they're like pretending to be each other. It's kind of cute. So here's some of the bedroom below. Okay, students TikTok. Oh, there's that TikTok. Actually, we could watch that, but let's just roommates pretending to be each other. That's what that's from. Oh, at night. Okay. Cool. Wow. That's cool. They have that viewing at night. But we don't know if they keep in, like, did they keep the hallway light on? Like, I don't know. But let's say he's walking. Oh, they even have it cracked. Wow, this is very detailed. They have it cracked to kind of show probably what it was actually looking like. So you walk in. Yeah, that would be hard to see. Especially if she's standing in front of it, which would be a shadow, so this would even be darker. I'm trying to think if, let's say this light was on now, would it be harder to see or not? Like if that hallway was on, I don't know. Let me see what you guys are saying, because do you guys know? So yeah, that was on, but I'm talking about the hall light. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. How do I go back to the lights being off or on now? Wait, what does that say? Oh, here we go. This is like would be her view as he's walking. So if that door is cracked like that, can you guys see? Well, it's harder to see for you guys. I could see it pretty good, but I don't know since. Let me do it like this. So this would be Bethany, or not Bethany, Dylan, sorry. And he's walking. So look how good she would have a view of him, but he would have, like, his isn't as good as he's walking, I would say. I don't know though, as he comes like right here, well, if she, like I said, if she's, and who knows, like this has a little bit of a light, if this was like complete black, but I don't know. I'm sure there was some kind of, whether it be like I don't know, some kind of screen. I don't know. I mean, you never know. Was it pitch black in here? Or did she have like a little night light that kind of illuminated it? Was there a TV on? Was there a screen like from her phone that was lighting it up a little bit? Was there lights from the street with the window open that lights it a little bit? I would say it probably is. That lighting seems pretty, I think it might be accurate. But if she's standing in front of it, it would even be darker right there, right? All right, so let me go back and try to figure out how to turn the lights back on. Anybody know? Oh, so I wonder, I could see that if this light, wait, I was gonna say if this light wasn't on, no, it wouldn't make her more visible, I wouldn't say. All right. Now, all right, so let's go upstairs. We haven't been upstairs yet. Shower room. This is where little doggy was. Oh, pretty nice. Has the balcony right there. That'd be a nice, college house. I mean, as far as if you're in college to have a room like that, pretty small rooms, but where I was. Aw, My room was really small, and when I lived in even when I moved out in the house in college, I actually had to share a bedroom in the house. When we had the house, a bunch of us girls had a house. Okay, so, and then here's where they were. This is where that was found. So if it was actually right there, comes in, yeah, it probably just takes it off for the first time, and then, unless if it's like holding it, and then it falls out as I don't know. Because you wouldn't think, like, if he did it right at the beginning, you wouldn't think he would take it and just, like, put it on the floor, like, put it on the bed, unless if he thought, oh, I'll get it when I'm done. Or was it like a struggle? He has it and somehow it drops as he's struggling with them, and then he lost track of it. I don't know. Man, I can't even imagine how scared. Hopefully they didn't even see it coming, but Xana and Ethan, they definitely did. You know? All right, well, that's the house. Oh, wait, does that give you the nighttime view at night? Hold on a second. Can you turn it off up there too? I don't think you can. No. Huh. Because I don't think you could go when it's off down here. I don't think you could go upstairs, can you? Let me see. All right, so we turn it off. See if it lets you go upstairs. No, it doesn't. See? So I guess it doesn't give you the nighttime view. All right, let's see what else. I'll read that little bit of article. Oh no, let me pick the winner, and then we'll read that article about the lawyer that he had before he got extradited. Just want to make sure. Yeah, we basically went through everything. All right. All right, you guys ready to pick the winner? Okay. I'm going to pick two. So the first one you get to pick if you want the red or green, and then the second will get the one that's left over. But remember, these ones you had to be in the United States. So if you accidentally did it and you're not in the United States, then tell me right away, and then we could pick another winner. Because I'll do a separate one. We'll do one of everybody outside, but I don't know if I'll do that one today too, because I got to figure out what I want to do with that. Or I'll do one just for out of the country places. But the Amazon $50 one was for anybody. So, okay, let me make sure I write this. Keep track of all this. Okay, here we go. So what we do is I just share my screen and it picks. So you ready, guys? All right. Let me share where it shows you. Okay. Giveaways. All right. So we have 126 entries. Okay. Hey, if you guys enter, you have to be in the country. So if you want to hurry up and enter real quick, just put hashtag US, capital US, real quick. I'm going to do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. Draw. Brittany. Okay, Brittany, are you still here? Let me make sure you're here before we move on, and let me know what color you want, the red or the green. It's like a hunter green or the red one before I pick the next one. Congrats, Brittany. Pretty dog. What's your dog's name, by the way? Yay! Good job. Okay, which one do you want, the red or the green? Green, please. Okay. Brittany, hold on. Brittany, email me so I could get where I send it. Brittany. So yeah, email me, please. Because I won't have any way to contact you. So make sure, mods, will you put my email? It's just zavgirl@protonmail.com and then just put like in the title, like I'm the winner or whatever. So I'll be able to know who to send it to. Okay. So we're going to do it again. So this next one's going to be for the red one. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Harley Rider. Are you still here, Harley Rider? Oh, no, Brittany. How cool is that? And you won. Wait, what's ugly, Elizabeth? That is ugly. What are you saying is ugly? That is ugly? I don't know. Aw. Harley. I'm looking for Harley Rider. I want to make sure that they're still here before I end it. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, I feel bad. It's okay. Well, no, you're all right. See, you recognize it, so. Oh, G-Dub's in the house. Yes, long time. Where's Harley Rider? Before I end like the giveaway, I have to make sure she's still here. I have to pick another winner. All right, I'll give you. Am I missing? Do you guys see? Oh, how long should I wait? Oh, there you are. There you are. Michelle, wait, Michelle, hold on. Nor was this recent? I want to look that up. Wow. Harley, you won. Wonder if she's watching behind a little bit. We have to get it so she knows so she can email me her address. I don't know if she knows. Harley, you won. Can you email me? Just let me know that you're understanding this. Okay, so email me your address to send it. You'll get the red one. So Harley Rider. Hold on. Harley Rider. Red. Okay. Me and I have one, two. Let me think. I'm gonna have to end. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to wait to do the out of country giveaway. So my next live, guys, I'm gonna do the giveaway for a PayPal. I'm not sure how much yet. I'm trying to think. But a PayPal giveaway, and it'll be just for the people that are not in the United States, since you guys didn't have the option for this. But I'm gonna have to wait till again because this one is connected to this and it has all the other names in it, and I want to use this tool. So, because I was debating whether I was going to do it today anyway, since I already did 4. But just come back for the next one and we'll do it. Okay, remind me if I forget, and yeah, we'll do it on the next live. Okay. Okay, Harley Rider, just email me your address. Congrats, congrats. Brittany, congrats. Harley Rider, congrats. Ohio Italian lady, congrats. And Lavina Cordelia, congrats. So If Ohio Italian Lady and Lavina just came in chat, let me know you're here. You weren't here when I picked them originally, but all right, let me read a part of this article about that lawyer here, if you guys haven't seen that. He doesn't have too much to say because Brian doesn't really tell him anything, it sounds like, because he tells him not to say anything, which I wish he would have added. What do you mean, help you? Wait, what do you mean, Harley? Help me? They won hoodies. Hoodies. My old merch hoodies. I think they're both larges. Whatever I said they were, I think I said they're both larges. And then Ohio Italian Lady won the $50 Amazon card and Lavina won the quilt. All right, hold on. Let me find that article. I have it up, but I have a couple articles up. Let me see which one this is. This one right here. No, that's not the right one. This one. Okay. So this guy right here, he was on that 48 hours too. Okay, so public defender opens up about what happened in the Poconos. What's next? So his Pennsylvania public defender. So 69 News is learning new details from the public defender who represented a Monroe County man accused of killing 4 Idaho college students. I actually hung up on my office one time because I did not wait. Oh, I actually hung up on my office one time because I did not believe that they were telling me the truth, said Monroe. Labar was just as shocked as everyone else when the quadruple Idaho murder suspect was arrested in Poconos. His office called back, and over the next 5 days, he spent 4 hours talking with Brian Koberger. The first thing I said to him was, Brian, don't tell me anything about the case. I don't want to know any of the facts and circumstances, said Labar. And here's the reporter continues her coverage, sitting down with the local public defender, shares his thoughts on the case. So that's Labar. That's because Labar was only representing Koberger during the extradition process. I'm obviously informing Mr. Koberger, these are the allegations only. You're presumed innocent until proven otherwise. And that's the most important thing because you don't want to be judged in a court of public opinion, even though you're going to be, said Labar. He described Koberger as calm and educated. Labar is no longer involved now that the 28-year-old is back in Latah County. As for the affidavit outlining the accusations against Koberger, Labar said it certainly was a strong circumstantial case, but I believe that individually taken, the evidence could be attacked. Though he admitted he couldn't answer why Koberger's DNA would be on the knife sheath if he wasn't involved. Does mental illness or mental awareness play a role in what happened here and what's going to happen moving forward? Asked 69 News reporter Priscilla Ligori. I haven't seen any evidence that I believe that Mr. Koberger had any type of mental illness or disease or defect, said Labar. Ligori said, we've talked with people who went to Pleasant Valley with Brian Koberger and or his sisters. We've talked with people who went to the Northampton Community College and to sales with him, and everyone who grew up with him. And since says he came from a very nice, normal family. How are they doing? They understand the situation that he's alleged to have committed these murders, and they understand that there's 4 families suffering loss of their loved ones. They pray every day, said Labar. It's very difficult for them. They believe in the process, but you are able to say if his family thinks he's guilty or not? I actually told them not to comment on it, said Labar. You know, they'll let it play out, unfold in court. The victim's family says they'd be in court throughout the proceedings. This is kind of small, sorry. Labar says Koberger's family plans to attend the preliminary hearing June 26th. That's where more evidence is expected to be presented and witnesses may speak. Obviously, American criminal justice system isn't perfect, said Labar. It has its flaws, but it's the best system in the world, in my opinion. And basis of that, the foundation of that is the presumption of innocence, and it's the Commonwealth in Pennsylvania. And in Idaho, it's the prosecution's job to prove someone actually committed a crime. Now, let me see. Oh. I want I just wanted to see if, hold on a second, if they were going to like interview him, but hold on one second. Let me see. It's worth trying. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, hold on a second. Let's watch it. I just have to share it because my stupid glitch that I have. It's so annoying. I know I talk about it all the time, but some people are probably like, why don't you have it shared all the time? Well, I have to do it like this because I don't know. Nobody could figure out why. They can't fix it. I've had a bunch of people try. All right, so wait. No. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, it's Facebook. Yeah, he's actually on the video, so let's see if it says anything interesting. It's probably the same basic stuff in the article, but hey, usually is. All right, let me know if you guys could hear this.
Hey everybody, it's Priscilla Ligori here from 69 News. I'm outside the Monroe County Public Defender's Office in Stroudsburg. We just finished talking with Jason Labar, the attorney who represented Bryan Kohberger during his time in Pennsylvania. Here's a bit of our conversation.
I actually hung up on my office one time because I did not believe that they were telling me the truth. But when they called back a second time and indicated to me that the alleged killer in the Idaho killings had been arrested in Monroe County, I collected my thoughts. I started asking some questions on the phone and then obviously prepared to come into the office at that time. He was calm. When I walked into this room, it was approximately an 8x8 room. It was an intake room. I shook his hand, obviously, creating a rapport, as I do with all my clients, making sure they understand that I'm there to help them and really just to help me talk to them. He was very easy to talk to. He was highly educated. First thing I said to him was, Bryan, don't tell me anything about the case. I don't want to know any of the facts and circumstances. I don't even want to know your position other than what we spoke about in the statement. Because I didn't want to go down that road because Attorney Taylor would be handling that side of the case and his trial. I'm obviously informing Mr. Kohberger, these are the allegations only. You're presumed innocent until proven otherwise, and that's the most important thing that we need to get out there and the most effective way to get that out there. Because you don't want to be judged in a court of public opinion, even though you're going to be.
So they believe in the process, but are you able to say if his family thinks he's guilty or not?
I actually told them not to comment on it. They'll let it play out, unfold in court. They'll read the affidavit. I've explained the affidavit to them. I'm sure Attorney Taylor is in contact with them explaining things also. I think the most intriguing part of the document, the affidavit of probable cause, is the knife sheath and whether or not more DNA evidence is going to be come out of that in the sheath, whether it's blood evidence found in the scene that may have been unidentified until they had Bryan's DNA, whether it's additional touch DNA found on other surfaces. The sheath is obviously the most key point of evidence in the case. Attorney Taylor is certainly going to be able to attack some of the evidence found in that affidavit of probable cause. The sheath touch DNA, specifically the ID of the individual at the home, the car ID and the fact that nobody was driving, the van's footprint that hasn't been linked to Mr. Kohberger, and the cell phone ping data all can be attacked due to unreliability behind it. So it certainly was a strong circumstantial case, but I believe that there were individually taken, the evidence could be attacked. I expect more evidence to come available to the defense, and I expect the prosecution to have more evidence ready at the time of the preliminary hearing, 5 months off. So it's really going to be more in depth than the affidavit of probable cause. There could be potential more DNA evidence. There could be more cell phone evidence. There could be a link between the footprint that was found at the scene. So really, there's going to be more evidence than what's in the affidavit of probable cause. So it's almost like going to be a mini trial where you're going to try to get as much information from all the witnesses that you can, so you can assess, what the full evidentiary case is against Brian.
We know the victims' families have said they'll be in court throughout this entire process. Labar tells us Koberger's family will be at that preliminary hearing as well. You can hear a whole lot more from Labar at 4 and 6 on WFMZ. We'll see you.
And I hope they have more. That's kind of making me nervous the way he was talking. I hope it's a good, strong case. I got one email. Harley, was that you that emailed me? About the winner? Brittany, you didn't email me yet, did you? What about the surveillance? Yeah, the surveillance, but then the DNA is huge, though. That's going to be the biggest thing. Like, he could always say somebody stole the knife from him, right? But is there any other DNA on that? What? No, there are the killer's DNA. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it is Brian, but I'm just saying his argument could be that. But then, I guess you're like, no, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, hopefully they do have more. Yeah, that's true. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end this. Congrats all the winners. Oh, hey, Dr. Latina, what's up? How are you? Thanks for coming. All right, guys. Brittany, I don't think you didn't email me yet. I don't think. Unless if that is you. I think it was Harley that emailed me, right? Because I got an email which, it just it's showing your real name. So was that you, Harley, that emailed me? Did she respond? I'm imagining. I guess I'll just email her back and ask. But I didn't get one for Brittany yet. Then. All right. All right. Bye, guys. Good job, everybody. We will chat next time, I guess. Thanks, Doctor. Or Latina Amy. Thanks, Jesse. Yeah, and then if you guys go check out my upload from today for I Read the Forum. If you guys are bored and are just like doing something, you just put it in your headphones and listen. It's good. I think it's pretty interesting stuff he said back then. I think it's very insightful on like a look on like what he was maybe mentally struggling with in his head. I don't know. It doesn't say Harley. It gives the name. They said they won, but that's why. Okay, so I got one of Brittany. Okay, I got both you guys. So the other one has to be Harley. It's just like her real name. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't. It's got to be Harley though. All right. Yeah, it's got to be. All right. All right, guys. Okay, so it is her. All right, cool. I got it. I got both you guys then. So I'll try to get them out this week and then however long shipping takes. But thanks for hanging out and chatting. And like I said, congrats everybody. And I'll do the next one for the out of country people. Oh, thanks, Dr. Latina. Oh, I never got. You said you sent out. I never got that you sent out. Now that I'm thinking about it, should I be worried? Didn't you say God, when you texted me that was maybe a week. Was that just like a week ago? I just remembered. I never got it yet. Huh. You did say you sent it already, right, Dr. Latina? Or you just said you are going to be sending it, maybe. Oh, okay, good. No, that's good because I was like, shoot, if that's the case, I feel like it should have been here by now. So maybe it got lost. So good. That makes me feel better that you just didn't send it. Okay. No, you're fine. Trust me. It's fine. Just, I know you got to like get to the post office and stuff. So, yeah, Crime Doll, are you okay then? I'm so glad to see you, but everything good? Oh, thanks, Brittany. Thank you, everybody. I had fun just chatting and going over the stuff with you. And oh yeah, here, let me share that link to that article again. And you guys could just comment under here what you think about it. Like, do you think that they did have some? Did they actually talk to some of these people, and that's where they got any information, or you think they just kind of told it as a story and just kind of like filled in things? But some of the stuff was so specific that they would either they couldn't have filled it out. They would have either had to just straight out lie about it or actually have talked to some of the people, because some of the specifics of like how everything went down. So I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I really liked the article, but I'm not sure. I like the way it was written and stuff. But oh, yay. I know I haven't been lately. Well, I was sick and then I've been doing I feel like I've been putting out more pre-recorded lately than regular or than lives, but I was down for a couple weeks when I was on vacation and then I got sick and then it was just so hard to get motivation to do like a live. So crazy. Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Will. Yeah, it's been a while. Oh, okay. Well, we're here. Okay. Aw. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that's how I took it. How I take it. Now that you're saying it, that's actually, yeah, you're probably right. It's like they probably did talk to the people, had some specific things, and that's where they were saying some of the specific things, and then maybe kind of embellish it the way they use some of the words and like descriptions, and which, telling a story, I guess that's kind of, well, I don't know, telling a story about it, something that's supposed to be true. Who knows? But I feel like a lot of people do that, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, definitely. What would we be discussing? Oh, yeah, here, let me play that. Hold on, I'll play it real quick and then I'm gonna end it. So that's what I'm gonna do. As soon as the song ends, I'm just gonna end the stream. But I'll play the Be Kind song. It's a good ending. Good ending. Okay. Hold on, let me undo the loop so it doesn't. Where is it? There we go. Guys.
I know that kindness is the answer we're all looking for. I know that love could be the thing that opens any door. Maybe I've been naive before, but I'm not anymore. 'Cause I know that kindness is the answer we're all searching for. Who really, 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 really needs your love. Who really, 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 really needs your love. I'm begging you to be kind. I'm begging you to be kind. I'm begging you to be kind. Sometimes we throw in ropes, but mostly we just throw 'em stones. You know the world never changed for better when hate carries on. So stop throwing love away just to say that you're not wrong. What do you really need to let go? To see that someone really, 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 really needs your love. I'm begging you to be kind. I'm begging you to be kind, be kind, be kind. I'm begging you to be kind. I'm begging you to be kind, be kind, be kind. Oh, you gotta see yourself in the face of your brother. See your sister as you. Let's call it us to lay our lives down for one another and leave our pride for the truth. We gotta be the change. We gotta be the change. I'm begging you to be kind, be kind, be kind. Oh, I'm begging you to be kind, be kind, be kind. Oh, I'm begging you to be kind, be kind, be kind. I'm begging you to be kind, be kind, be kind. I'm begging you to be kind, really need your love. I'm begging you to be kind, really need your love. I'm begging you to be kind, really need your love. I'm begging you to be kind. I'm begging you to be kind, be kind, be kind. I'm begging you to be kind. I'm begging you to be kind, be kind, be kind.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.